California, 1848. It was a calm day. Like so many others, the sun warmed the slopes of the mountains, birds sang, and the water flowed slowly through the streams. No one could have imagined that, on that very day, something was about to happen that would change history forever. Sometimes the smallest things spark the greatest revolutions. A gesture, a chance, a simple reflection. In this case, it was a faint glimmer, a golden sparkle shimmering in the waters of a stream, catching the eye of anyone lucky enough to see it. That tiny fragment of metal would ignite a feverish rush, a mad chase that would transform America and the entire world. Welcome to the story of the gold rush, the gold fever that made millions dream, but destroyed everything it encountered along the way, from forests to rivers, from towns to human lives. Origins: Sutter's Mill, 1848. Let's start where it all began, January 1848. A man named James W. Marshall was at Sutter's Mill in California. While working at the mill, a glint caught his attention. Something was shining in the river's sand. It was a small gold nugget. He found more in the following days and collected them, trying to keep the discovery secret. But as we know, some news doesn't stay hidden for long. First a whisper among neighbors, then a tale around the fire, and finally an article in the local newspaper. Boom! By 1849, California was flooded with thousands seeking fortune, the famous 49ers. Yes, the San Francisco football team is named after them. The Gold Rush, as we also mentioned in our video on the conquest of the West, linked in the cards, sparked the first true mass movement in American history. A wave of hope and despair, of dreams and illusions. The California invasion. Within a few months, the news of gold in California spread around the world. From the United States, Chile, China, Australia, and all of Europe, hundreds of thousands of men set out west, chasing a single promise: wealth. Some crossed the continent by stagecoach or horseback. Others braved the ocean for months, packed into ships full of hope, fear, and despair. Many had never held a shovel or a pan to sift sand. But in those years, all that mattered was believing in the dream. California changed overnight. Small villages turned into boomtowns, makeshift cities that sprang up from nothing in a matter of weeks. San Francisco, for example, was a small port of just a few thousand residents. In a few years, it was a bustling metropolis full of life, commerce, and chaos, with crowded markets, noisy inns, and dusty streets filled with carts, horses, and fortune seekers. But in the mining areas, reality was very different. Tent camps, mud everywhere, hunger, disease, violence. Miners slept on the ground, cooked over small fires, and struggled every day to survive. Men who came seeking fortune often ended up losing it, or worse, losing themselves. The gold fever didn't just bring wealth, but also greed, loneliness, and death. The illusion of the dream. Among those who set out in search of fortune, few truly became rich. Most returned home defeated, with empty pockets and broken hearts. Gold was not just a metal. It was the symbol of the American dream. The dream that anyone with courage and hard work could change their life. But as often happens, every dream has a dark side. Thus arose frontier capitalism, makeshift banks, skyrocketing prices, lawless speculation. Every corner became an opportunity and a trap. Many realized that true wealth wasn't so much in the land, but in the dreams themselves. There was more gold in dreams than in the ground. If this story captivates you, do a simple gesture. Leave a like and comment on which aspect of the gold rush surprised you most. Curiosity, shattered dreams, cities built from nothing. Which story fascinates you most? Social and environmental consequences. The gold rush wasn't just about wealth and dreams. Rivers and forests were destroyed to extract gold. The use of mercury contaminated water, soil, and wildlife. Once fertile lands turned into deserts of sand and debris. Native Americans in California were exterminated or deported, forced to leave their ancestral lands. Their cultures and communities were irreversibly destroyed. Racial violence also struck Chinese, Mexican, and Latin American people, often falsely accused of theft or deceit. Human lives sacrificed on the altar of greed. During this period, greed became the new god of the frontier, turning the American dream into a nightmare for many. From the gold rush to modern America, the impact of the gold rush was enormous, not only for those seeking fortune. Gold financed railroads, banks, infrastructure, bridges, and cities. California transformed in just a few years from a wild territory to a central region in the American economy. In 1850, California officially became a state of the Union. Thus, the Epic of the West took shape. Cowboys, mining towns, railroads, the American dream. A land of opportunity, but also of sacrifice for anyone daring to chase fortune. The myth in culture. The gold rush didn't remain just history. Its stories inspired movies, novels, TV series, and the entire Western imagination. From the romantic myth of the lone prospector to the universal symbol of greed and thirst for wealth. Stories of courage and madness, of men willing to do anything to change their destiny. Gold thus became humanity's eternal dream, to control one's destiny, challenge fate, and chase the impossible. Even today, more than 150 years later, that dream continues to live in stories, culture, and collective imagination. When the gold fades, gold ran out, but the fever never ended. The gold rush is not just a story about metal, it's the story of the human spirit, desire, risk, sacrifice. Looking back, we see a transformed world, a continent open to innovation, expansion, and hope. But we also see how greed can guide our choices and how fragile civilization can be in the face of human dreams. And so, I ask you, if you were in the 49ers' shoes, would you have had the courage to leave? To face mud, hunger, disease, and days of uncertainty without knowing if you would find even a single nugget? Because this is not just the story of gold. It's the story of what we are capable of when we chase a dream. And sometimes, even when the metal runs out, the fever of dreams keeps on living.